You a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report. We are recapping the week's nerdy news from Isla Nublar to a pile of garbage and everywhere in between. I'm one of your co-hosts, Mike Gibson. With me, as always, is Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
Well, apparently not much in between those two things you mentioned in the opener because, well, Jurassic World, what's this one? Is this Fallen Kingdom? Is this...
Dominion.
Yeah,
Jurassic
Fallen
World
Kingdom was
Dominion.
the other garbage one. Got it.
You say garbage. Here's the thing. The places in the opening is a reference to the new Jurassic World movie. It has come out, and I haven't seen it. Steve, have you seen it?
I have not seen the new one, no.
No, but every review that I've read has said that it is terrible.
Yes.
And I just thought that was interesting. Fallen Kingdom, the one that came out before this, at least I feel like got mixed reviews. I saw mixed reviews. I haven't seen one positive review of Jurassic World Dominion. Which is crazy.
I was in the woods the last 4 days, so has there even been like a meh review, or is it all just like, this is garbage?
I'm sure there's some meh reviews out there. I'm sure there's some people that are like, the effects are great or whatever. But you know what? I read one positive review from a critic that I happen to know, not personally, but I just know from like listening to her podcast and seeing her on YouTube. She is in the bag for Jurassic Park stuff, like loves Jurassic Park. It's her favorite thing ever. So I feel like she's got probably some blinders on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only review I've heard that it was at all positive about it. I've heard that it's just real terrible.
We're screaming in at a rousing 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I know that's not the greatest
Right.
measure, but it's
not.
No.
But it's a measure. It's
I
also
mean,
a bummer because this is the one that got all the original three main characters back. So that's too bad.
Yep.
Makes you think that, I mean, as much as I hate Rise of Skywalker, would Colin Trevorrow have made a better one? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
And he was in control of this entire trilogy too, I
Right.
think. So, who knows?
Huh.
Anyway, that's all we're going to talk about. We don't really talk about Jurassic Park. I guess I wanted to mention it because that's a fandom that we don't really touch on that often because they don't do as much stuff, I guess.
Because there hasn't really been a good one since Jurassic Park?
That's very accurate. Yeah, I had high hopes for this one. I really had high hopes for Jurassic World.
You bring the
Dominion.
original
really
ones back. Like the first Chris Pratt one, the first Jurassic World one, wasn't bad. Wasn't like amazing. But it was an okay popcorn movie. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I wasn't going in looking for fine cinema. I was going looking for dinosaurs, and I found them.
Sure. You sure did.
And it went downhill from there.
Yeah. But anyway, we actually have a lot of news to talk about tonight. Some things I just added to the rundown right before we started going that I just read. One of them, a little detail, Steve doesn't know about, so stay tuned in a little bit to see Steve's live reaction to an announcement that I'm going to give him.
Waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you're like going to be wild about, but you're just going to be like, what?
Okay.
Because I was, and I've had maybe 10 minutes to process it, so we're pretty much in the same boat.
Sold.
Anyway, we're going to kick off with some DC stuff. We have a very trailer-heavy episode for you wonderful people tonight. DC dropped two great trailers we're going to talk about. One of them right now. Finally, after The Rock was initially rumored or in talks to play Black Adam in, I believe, 2007 was the first time we ever heard that was possible.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So 15 years later, we got a trailer for Black Adam starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the titular Black Adam. Finally, we got a teaser from it a few months ago. Finally, we got the full trailer. It comes out this fall. Steve, what did you think of this trailer? You just watched it. What did you think?
Having zero previous thoughts about the source material and zero connections to anything. It seems intriguing. It almost seems, I don't know, the way they're leaning into certain things, it's almost trying to make it a little too anti-hero-y, but you know that The Rock is going to somehow find a way to not be the bad guy.
Right, yeah. Well, that mirror Black Adam's journey in the comic books is similar to Venom, has led more anti-hero in the last 10 years or so. So that is reflective.
Gotcha.
But
and that comes straight out in one. There was a line of his that was, or somebody said you can either destroy this world or save it, or something along those lines.
Yeah, the line is heroes don't kill people. And he looks like the guy and says, I do. Yeah. So I think I think this is going to be a mix of him being a villain and him starting to take steps towards anti-hero, or they're going to give him a story in some way that lets him be both, kind of. He's in it for his own interest. He's in it for revenge against his previous captors or whatever, but he's not going to let, innocent people maybe get harmed at the same time.
So you're like a Venom Punisher hybrid.
Yeah, kind of, with the powers of Shazam.
Right. And
I guess at the same time.
And hopefully a few less, cops co-opting things.
Right. Yes.
If we start seeing black lightning bolts on the back of everybody's truck, that's going to be very worrying.
You're in reference to the Punisher, you mean?
Yes.
I got these. I'm not going to, we try to keep it PG-13 on this podcast, so I'm not going to say this out loud. This is just a little treat for the folks watching. I got these stickers recently online.
That is glorious.
I saw them. I love them. I bought 10 of them. They were $1 each from No Life, Low Life Designs. You can find them on Twitter. No Life, Low Life Designs. Anyway, yes, I thought this trailer was great. There's a ton of action in it, and what I was surprised at was the amount of humor that was in this trailer. I feel like every time I hear The Rock talk about Black Adam, it's like that line is something about the power dynamic of the DC universe is about to change. And that might be true, but he's talking very serious tones about it. And all the photos he was sharing were black and white, intense pictures of him. And there's a good amount of humor in this trailer where the guy smacks him with something and just bends over his head and he doesn't move at all. And the next shot is that guy just flying over the city into the ocean or something
Yeah, and it's a wide shot of the dude just flying. And I was like,
it's really funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I like that. I like because it's I like that because it's more in tone with the current kind of vibes of what's going on in the DC universe, of the DCEU.
Yeah.
And it does feel like because of that humor, because of the lightness, there does seem it makes more sense that we're going to see The Rock's Black Adam eventually go up against Zachary Levi's Shazam. There's no way that they're not talking about that. And whether we get a tease of that in the post-credit sequence here, whether Black Adam is teased in the post-credit sequence of Shazam 2, which is now, because they shuffle things around, is coming out, a month or two after Black Adam? I think Black Adam comes out in October or November, and Shazam comes out in December or something like that. So they might work out very well for these two series. There's no way they're not going to get these two together. They're classic foes. So
I am trying to figure out though, back in the day at DC, did someone have stock in drawing lightning bolts? There's more lightning bolts that are in DC logos than if you went to a Dead show and are looking at steely heads.
I think Black Adam came out of Shazam, and because they get their powers from the same source, that's why they have the same magic suit. So that makes sense. And also Shazam, at the time, he was known as Captain Marvel.
Right.
Was from another Charlton Comics, I think. I don't remember the name. I can't remember what comic company he started with.
Okay, so it was
he was acquired.
Gotcha.
By whatever became DC Comics, Tiny Comics, maybe. I know that's Marvel. I don't remember. There's too many old comic book companies that have now become two. So yes, very similar logo and color scheme to the Flash Shazam is, but there's reasons for it. Also, I was very excited to see in this trailer we got really good looks at Dr. Fate, at Atom Smasher, and Hawkman. That's who he says the line to about I do kill people. He's looking right at Hawkman's face, and I was like, that is
Hawkman says I'm not, or heroes don't kill people.
Yeah, I was so excited to actually see like a close up of Hawkman. That's a character that I've known since I was 4 or
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm just like finally seeing a live action.
So was Dr.
big
Fate
budget version of it.
the like electrify looking dude?
Doctor. No, Doctor Fate.
Oh,
is
Dr. Fate was Pierce
the
Brosnan.
yeah, Pierce Brosnan, the golden helmet with the cape and the blue thing.
Yeah,
Doctor
I gotcha.
Fate is like he. Doctor Strange is Marvel's version of Doctor Fate.
Okay, gotcha.
And Doctor Fate is normally a little, or at least in more modern comics, is a little more removed from humanity than like Doctor Strange is, or Doctor Strange like still has a base in New York City. Like Doctor Fate's base is just like in the astral plane somewhere, and it's like hidden, and he only steps in when it's like a big deal, kind of like he's a master of magic and mysticism, and kind of appears when necessary. He's more of a mystery, and sometimes can verge on evil,
Right. So
like
they literally cast they cast old Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Fate.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Like I just realized when I was thinking about it, I'm like, Pierce Brosnan kind of looks like an old Benedict Cumberbatch. This is kind of weird.
Yeah. I think it's good casting. The original Dr. Fate is like an old archaeologist or something, I think, that finds the helmet, and the helmet is what possesses like the Spirit of Naboo or something, is like a lord of. That's a whole thing. Doesn't matter. I'm getting.
And we'll get more into various ancient artifacts giving people powers in a later section of this podcast.
True. But anyway, I like this trailer a lot. I really like we're already talking way too long about it, but I really like this. He's flying next to like a couple jets, and they like tell him to land. He just like punches one of the wings. Like that's like super cool villainy stuff, Like that's great.
Yeah, that was the scene where of the quote that I was thinking about, where he they were talking about you can either save the world or destroy it something, and then he punches the jet down. It's like, oh, they're gonna put him up as the guy that breaks it. Okay, cool.
Also, I gotta mention this, that The Rock has in giving interviews or promos, DC fandom stuff for this movie, he has talked about how he wants Black Adam to fight Superman. So it might be a small chance at this point, but there could be a chance that in the post-credit scene, third act reveal, this is where we see the return of Henry Cavill's Superman, possibly, or a Superman. Or, maybe Black Adam 2 or Shazam 3 or whatever. Is Shazam and Superman teaming up to take out Black Adam? Who knows? They could. They're clearly going to do some crossover with Shazam. They'd be stupid if they didn't. And The Rock has made a lot of talk about Superman, so I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up happening as well.
Yeah, as long as they don't pull a Sony, we should be okay here.
We should be okay. Exactly.
I think that's every studio should just try to be a step better than whatever Sony does.
Yeah, that should be like the baseline goal. But yeah, I like this trailer a lot. I'm sure it's going to make $1 million because every movie with The Rock does great business at the box office. All right, so we'll get to another trailer in a minute, but we're going to pause on trailer talk and get to some actual news, I guess. DC is sticking in the DC universe for now. We should have known this was coming based on the report that came out a few weeks ago about how Todd Phillips, director, writer of the first Joker movie, has got some rapport with the new CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. Why didn't we think about this? We should have seen this coming. Even though it has not been confirmed by Warner Brothers, Todd Phillips has posted a picture on his social media of the front page of a script, and that script being called Joker, Folie à Deux. So this is, all intents and purposes, the sequel to Joker. Joker 2 is maybe happening, or at least there's a script for it. I guess maybe it doesn't have a green light if Warner Brothers isn't confirming it, but there is a script for Joker 2. He also posted a picture of Joaquin Phoenix reading that script, or reading a script, and was posted with the photo of the cover page of the script. So seemingly, at least we're meant to believe that he's reading that script. I don't know why he wouldn't be. So again, no confirmation from Warner Brothers, but being that they talked about his relationship with David Zaslav, from the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, they said they have a rapport, and that David Zaslav was even considering having Todd Phillips serve as an advisor for all DC EU projects, films moving forward. again, I don't know that that's a good idea, but whatever.
Yep.
Steve, did you ever see the first Joker?
No.
We've talked about it occasionally. I don't remember if you've ever seen it. No? Okay.
No, heard good things. Never. You can take away my nerd card, but I have never cared for the Joker in most live action settings.
Really? Wow. That's not where I thought you were going to say. That's more. I thought you were going to say you never cared for the Joker as like a villain, which for some reason would be less shocking to me.
Well, I mean,
you
this
never
is
liked any live action Joker.
This is Heath Ledger's amazing, whatever the hell, like that transcended anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But I feel like almost every other iteration of it that I've seen has been or maybe just whelming.
Wow.
We'll go with whelming.
Okay. I have mixed feelings on the first Joker movie. I love that they made it because it's like a weird Elseworlds take on the Joker when they already have, not a very well received, but they have a mainline Jared Leto Joker in like their main continuity. So I thought it was cool that Warner Bros. Was like, yeah, go take $1 million, take a small budget and go make a one-off Joker movie. Apparently not a one-off. Joaquin Phoenix is incredible in it. It's not my favorite take on the Joker. I thought it was fine, but it's not my favorite setup for that character or the world of Batman in general. So here we go.
You're a strictly Cesar Romero purist, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I like a lot of different versions of the Joker. The Joaquin Phoenix one, I mean, he's incredible in it. And it's a very well-made film, but that version of the Joker doesn't feel like the Joker to me. I don't know. That's the best way I can say it, even though it's kind of vague, but that's just how I feel. So here we go, Steve. Late breaking news.
Okay.
Get ready. Okay. So like I said, the title of I guess at least a working title on this front page of the script is Joker Folie à Deux, which is French for the madness of two. A lot of people were going crazy with theories about what that meant. First thought I had, madness of two, about the Joker. It's a sequel to the Joker. Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah, that's where my brain just went. Yep.
Yeah, of course. Madness of two, like a shared madness, whatever. Why? And I mean, spoiler alert: the end of the first Joker, he ends up in Arkham Asylum at the end of it. Spoiler alert. So I was like, okay, well, that's perfect for bringing in Harley. That's her origin story, right? She goes crazy, being his therapist. Breaking news, as of 5 hours ago. I don't know, but I was already done with the rundown. Warner Brothers is in talks with Lady Gaga to portray Harley Quinn in Joker 2. Folie à Deux.
Huh.
I'm good.
Huh. That's first thought is...
First thought, hit me.
That's got to be a drastically different take than anything we've ever seen from a Harley Quinn and or from Lady Gaga.
I was going to say, either it's drastically... Well, I don't know, because Lady Gaga's a great actress.
Oh, yeah.
She's great.
But have we ever seen her play a completely mentally broken sociopath?
No.
Like...
Yeah. Yeah. And if it's early in their relationship, then that's the kind of Harley that she's going to be playing.
Right.
And...
Right, the Margot Robbie end is a lot more, developed and nuanced and beyond.
Right.
Like, found herself again and
yes.
still not there, but a different not there.
Yeah, but we are past that. The original, right. The first time in Suicide Squad was kind of touching on this, even though she was, whatever. Yeah, you're right. She's past that. So this is a report. The Hollywood Reporter reported that they are in conversations, and
right.
I mean,
so a reputable source too.
Reputable source, exactly. So, and I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I don't want her to ever stop playing that character.
Yeah.
I want to see her in a million more things. So whatever happens here, I hope that does not dissuade Margot Robbie from ever returning as Harley Quinn. I want that to happen. That's my number one priority. 2, I would love to see Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I think she's a great actress. I think she could do it. I think it would be weird, but you know what? Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker was not expected choice either.
No,
but
and apparently seemed to work.
And seemed to work.
I mean, it's not like it'd be the first time Lady Gaga did weird. So
true, yeah, she was on American Horror Story. And weird stuff. Now, Steve.
And a meat dress.
And what?
A meat dress.
A meat dress. Okay, yes. Yeah. You're
different weird, but also
different
weird.
Her personality in general. I get what you're saying. So, Steve, that's not the only thing that
Oh,
this
boy.
Hollywood Reporter thing said. Now, I wish there was more information about this. There's
Mhm.
literally one line in the report that said this. It says that Joker 2 is a musical. What?
What?
Which makes sense that you want to cast someone
yeah.
that can sing as Harley Quinn, I
Are-
guess. Literally no other information. Okay, I have the report up in front of me, Hollywood Reporter. It says, but wait, that's not all. Sources say the sequel is also a musical. No further elaboration on that.
So we've
at
got
all.
like
That's all that it
Joker
says.
Shop of Horrors here, or
I don't know. But in Joaquin Phoenix does a whole like weird dancing thing in the first Joker. It's like a way that he kind of like I don't know, processes whatever he's doing. I don't really it was creepy and it was weird and it works for that movie. So there's some dancing. We also know Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash and could sing as Johnny Cash. So I don't know, but my interest in a Joker 2 went from very low to very high when I heard that it's going to be a musical and that Harley Quinn was going to be in it as well, because I think that's just crazy. It's just crazy.
yeah.
So why not?
The problem though, like, see, that's the thing is like, we're there no matter what, but like, that almost seems like it tips the scale beyond where you're drawing in your normal audience.
I know, yeah.
Of like, this just went to like we went Spinal Tap. This got cranked to 11.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, but the thing is, the reason I liked it, like I just said, I liked that they made a Joker movie because it's like it's like a wild swing, not super wild swing because a super popular character.
Yep.
But outside of continuity, let's have Joker be in his 40s and Bruce Wayne be 7, or like that's like wild. It's not something that sets you up for
right
standard continuation of that story necessarily, unless we're going to get a 15-year-old Batman with a 50-year-old Bruce Wayne or whatever. Or 50-year-old Joker. I'd watch that, but still not what you would expect.
When Batman's in his prime, Joker is being rolled around in a wheelchair.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'd watch that too. Whatever. Give me a million different takes. And this is something, again, part of me is excited about it because it's something that really Marvel can't do, this kind of thing. Their main thing is continuity. And DC's like, nah, we're going to do this other thing and we can make it. That makes it exciting. Make it a musical, and that is just a huge left turn for me to be like, all right, I need to see this. I need to see it. It's crazy.
Now, if they put this out and it works, does that mean Marvel counters with the actual Rogers the Musical?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Because that would be...
I don't know. But I'm sure, Joker was hard R. So if they're really trying to counter, I don't know.
Deadpool the musical?
Deadpool the music. Yeah, hey, that would work. That could literally work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
now I want to see that too.
So that's some food for thought. Who knows what's going to happen more as it develops on Joker 2, a possible musical. The other trailer we got from DC this week was for the long-awaited, much-anticipated Sandman series. We also got a release date. It's coming out August 5th. So in case you didn't have enough to watch this summer, we needed more stuff to watch. She-Hulk, Andor, House of the Dragon,
Lord of the Rings,
and
something
Sandman
else.
now also. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Something else. But Netflix, this is going to drop all in the same day. So, you can squeeze that in between your week-to-week Disney Plus shows or whatever.
So we're strictly just watching trailers for things that we've supposed to have seen for like 25 years at this point. They all dropped this week.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Black Adam and things that have been in development in one stage or another forever. I saw an interview with Neil Gaiman recently where he was saying, you have no idea the number of terrible Sandman projects that I have specifically crushed myself because they just were not living up to the source material. And this is the one that he believes in enough to let it go. So
that's there's one of two ways that could go. The others were just that bad, or this one is good. Yes, and it could be both.
Yeah. To think about the only other thing that he's allowed and has been involved in is the Audible audio adaptation, which is incredible.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And so, Steve, again, I'm going to go to you because as someone who has not read the source material but has listened to that incredibly faithful audio version, what did you think of this trailer?
It hit the depth and breadth of. That was the first thing I noticed was like.
It hit the scope. It got the scope.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like being able to. The ability to zoom in and out of various, like you could see the landscapes, you could see stuff that's tight. You saw the realm of the realm of dreams or whatever they refer to it as. And yet you also see two ladies talking on the street about stuff.
Yeah.
Like
one of those ladies, Joanna Constantine.
Yes.
Not John Constantine, Joanna Constantine. And boy, misogynist nerds are mad about that. But I think it's cool. That's great. Why not?
Dude, whatever works.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
Whatever works. Yeah.
Like the I can't remember the guy's name who's playing Morpheus, but he seemed to embody it pretty well. Like visually and like demeanor wise, it was kind of what you got from my. That's going to be the other problem is dissociating hearing anything
James
that they're
McAvoy's
saying
voice.
without hearing James McAvoy's voice.
I know.
So now I have Professor X and this to not hear James McAvoy for.
Yeah. I know. I've reread some Sandman stuff since I listened to that Audible adaptation, and I read it in James McAvoy's voice now. It's like a Kevin Conroy thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, that's how I read Batman. This is how I read Dream or Morpheus now.
Yep.
But yeah, we got Look at Death. We saw Lucius. We saw Joanna Constantine. We saw Matthew the Raven. We saw there was I guess not in this trailer. We didn't see Lucifer in this trailer, but we did see them in another teaser earlier on. So we also saw not a full frontal, but we saw the Corinthian, who was in. Remember the whole serial killer thing?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to. Okay,
he was at the end of the trailer, and we said he's out of his cage.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Yep, we got. Yeah, you got around to the. Yep. Okay.
But we saw some blood maybe come out of his eyes for some reason. Yep. I'm very excited for this. I feel like this is gonna
be good. It's gotta.
It's just gonna be strange because like there are chapters of Sandman where Morpheus is barely even in it, and like he's the title character, and for the book it works, but like. Will people that are not familiar with the source material, will they come into a show? I mean, assumedly the first episode is going to be the whole him trapped and trying to escape or eventually getting out.
Yeah.
But then, so new audience members are coming to this show being like, okay, this is the main character. He's escaped by the end of episode 1 or whatever. What if he's not in episode 4? What if he's just not in it? Are they going to be like, what is this? Well, and it changes from tone too. Like some are more light, some are more fairy tale-y, some of are like straight disturbing horror.
Oh, yeah,
like
I mean, there's chapters where it's just like all of his minions talking about him. Like, oh, he's back. What do we do? How do we fix this?
Or the scene where John D has his ruby and goes to that diner and just messes with people for like it's disturbing and disgusting. And I've heard that I think I remember them saying that that's episode 5, so don't watch that one if you're squeamish. Like
you definitely don't if you if that's episode 5, just skip that if you're
I know. I'm dying to see it, but I know that it's going to be gross, but then I don't know, not all the stories are gross. So like I feel like the tone is just going to be like kind of up and down per episode. I don't know. I'm very excited about this if you can't tell from my voice. So
did I miss a memo? Did we talk about Hamill being cast as Murph Pumpkinhead?
No, we didn't talk about it, but that did leak this week. He's doing the voice of the Pumpkinhead character from Sandman. Yeah,
that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Yep. Yeah, it's cool that both the live action adaptation and the Audible thing have just really great casts. Like,
both of
them are great.
It's because Gwendolyn Christie's Lucifer, right?
Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie's Lucifer. Have you listened to the second part of the Audible adaptation? Not. I just started it recently, and Kevin Smith does Merv Pumpkinhead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like cool. Like you get Mark Hamill or Kevin Smith, both beloved nerd people.
I can deal with either of their voices in my head. That's fine.
Yeah, of course. So that's Sandman, August 5th. I can't wait. Very, very, very excited about it. Moving into a bit of a miscellaneous universe, talking about this is something that's a little tangential, but there is a new trailer for a Hulu original film called Prey. Have you heard of it? Do you know what we're talking about? No. Well, what if you were trying to do like a spin-off or another installment in a series that you needed a new name for it, and it's a series that only slightly changes its names? It's one of those, like Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Again. You know, what is it? One of those. You'd call it Prey if it was a sequel to Predator, right? So, okay, I heard you all roll your eyes. I heard you all roll your eyes because who cares about Predator anymore? The last couple Predator movies have been garbage, right? I'm telling you, dude, people
Go
of the world,
watch this trailer
watch this trailer.
yesterday.
Watch this trailer. This is a new Predator film from Dan Trachtenberg, who's the director of, 10 Cloverfield Lane, sequel to Cloverfield, which I thought was excellent. Again, comes out August 5th, same day as Sandman, so have to flip a coin to see what you're going to watch that day, I guess.
Get your nerd hats busy.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what that means. I just threw that out there. I don't even think that works.
You say get your nerd hats busy?
Yeah. Don't know why.
That's got to be your first t-shirt. Get your nerd
not,
hats busy.
Not a hat. Your t-shirts.
Yeah. Don't put it on a hat. No, we get t-shirts that say get your nerd hats busy, and then hats that just say nerd hat.
Nice.
That's the merchandise.
Yep.
Get your nerd hats busy. Well, oh man, that is our catchphrase from here until forever. So anyway, I'm gonna put that in our social media bio. Get
there
your
you
nerd
go.
hats busy. So this is a Predator film that predates many of the other Predator movies. I believe this takes place during. I'm assuming it takes place in America, but I could be wrong. But it involves the indigenous tribes that inhabited America before it was in America, and this is a specifically a Comanche tribe, I believe, is what it is, played by indigenous people, not necessarily all Comanches, but Native Americans, actors and actresses. And God, it just looks awesome. I don't know. It just looks it looks more like the first movie, where it's just people trying to figure out what this invisible killer is and how to stop it, you know. But in this version, they have primitive bows and arrows and rocks and not machine guns and things like that. So it looks dope. Go watch this trailer, people. And I also read a cool thing about it. Oh, sorry, Steve. Were you going to say something?
I was trying to place the lead actor, Amber Midthunder.
Yeah.
And I did the whole googly of them. And Legion.
Yes.
Carrie Loudermilk.
Yep. She was in Legion. Yeah.
I was like, I've seen you before. Who are you?
Yeah. Who are you? Yep.
Yeah.
A cool thing that I read about it is that you're going to be able to watch it. As the trailer shows, they're speaking English.
Yeah.
Just, for ease. But apparently they either are recording or did record scenes in the original actual Comanche language with subtitles.
Oh,
and you will be able to watch it either with subtitles or with them speaking. Like, they shot the film twice, basically. They shot all the dialogue scenes twice.
That's kind of great.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool option.
If you haven't watched the trailer, like, it was, I watched it right before. Mike made me watch it right before.
Without telling you what it was, I just said
Yeah.
it's called Prey, and I didn't tell you that it was a
I was
Predator.
like, oh, okay, I don't know. And there's about, you get three quarters through the trailer, and, you think it's a standard horror film or whatever. They're running from something. You don't know what they're running from. And then the red dots show up on the forehead, a la original Predator. And it's just like, oh, this all makes sense. And before it was like, okay, this looks good. Like, I'm into this.
Yeah, what?
And then you see that and you're like, are they going to make a good Predator movie? This is great.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. Is Hulu the other? Is Hulu also the one that's getting the Alien series next year?
I think so. I mean, that would make
Hulu
sense.
or Amazon Prime? I don't remember.
Because those were both Fox properties, weren't they?
It's got to be Hulu because they're Fox properties. Yeah. So I don't know. Cool. I know we
maybe
it's
maybe we'll see
tangential, but-
Aliens versus Predator in not that movie.
Yeah. Well, the first one's fun. The second
Yeah.
one's terrible. But anyway, yeah, that's a little bit of a
It seems to be a
tangent
recurring theme. First
Yeah,
one's fun.
yeah.
Second one,
Eh.
although
Tangential, but
Aliens
we've talked.
was-
We've talked about Alien. We talked about Predator before, so we figured we'd throw it into the rundown. Sticking in this miscellaneous universe, Ghostbusters. Yeah, lots of Ghostbusters news. Ghostbusters fans, it's been few and far between for Ghostbusters stuff. That is not going to be the case moving forward. Ghostbusters Afterlife, the legacy sequel that came out this past summer, is getting a sequel. Once again, going to be written by Jason Reitman, son of the original co-writer and director Ivan Reitman, and his writing partner Gil Keenan. They announced that the sequel is happening. The first movie definitely set it up for a sequel. The film's code name is Firehouse, clearly alluding to the famous Ghostbusters Firehouse. They also have announced a new animated feature for Netflix. Another Ghostbusters thing with all new characters and an all new story. Interesting.
How?
And
How?
Yeah, I don't know, but hold tight. They also have they previously had announced an animated series for Netflix. Netflix? Ooh, I don't know what that is. Netflix. I know. I'm just gonna keep moving. That's still happening. The animated series, and that is, quote, creating the next generation of Ghostbusters and exploring an unknown era of the Ghostbusters canon. So lots of Ghostbusters stuff coming your way. And I'm going to jump into I'm going to blend this with our comic section that we would have jumped into afterwards. But guess what? Dark Horse Comics also currently in pre-production on a new Ghostbusters series, which would serve as an immediate sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, taking place directly after the events of that movie. And again, Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan are involved, but there's no other info as far as writers or artists on that yet. So tons of new Ghostbuster stuff coming out of the woodwork. Steve, you didn't see Ghostbusters Afterlife. Or
I have not. Where is that streaming? Because that was one of those that I wanted to see.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think it's a Sony movie.
Oh, recurring theme here.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's definitely worth a rental if you're a Ghostbusters fan, for sure. I think
it's on Stars.
Oh, everyone has Stars.
Yeah. Actually, I think I might have to do some password finagling, but I think my parents got it free with their Spectrum subscription. So I know they've never watched it, so somebody might have watched, or somebody might as well.
There you go. Nice. I think I gave a review after I saw it, which was that Ghostbusters Afterlife is very much the Force Awakens of Ghostbusters movies. It introduces new and interesting characters, but also retreads a lot of stuff that we've seen before, sometimes in a way that more so than the Force Awakens does, in my opinion. So I was a little mixed on it. I liked it a lot. I liked the new characters, and if they are continuing forward with the new characters, then I would be very interested to see these new adaptations. I don't get what they're talking like. But you're doing a new animated feature that's all new characters and an all new story. It's not going to tie in at all.
After you just reintroduced all new characters and an all new story,
right? Yeah. Plus an animated series that seemingly is a totally different thing. And I don't know. Part of me, like, again, I love Ghostbusters. I've loved it my whole life. I think the first movie is great, and
watch the hell out of the cartoon.
Yeah, I love the cartoon when I was a kid. Ghostbusters 2 is okay. It's kind of a mediocre sequel. The 2016 one with the female cast, I love the cast. I think that was written very poorly. And
that was very much a high highs, low lows type film.
Yeah, for sure. Afterlife I liked, quite a bit, enough to want another one. But then they're talking like they say things like an unknown era of the Ghostbusters canon. It's like there's not that much of a canon. Like
most of it's unknown.
Most eras of the Ghostbuster canon are unknown. We know one era pretty much. We know the 80s, and we know one small droplet of 2016 Ghostbusters in another universe, and we know what happens with the Spengler family in 2021. And that's about it.
There's a lot to flesh out there.
Yeah, and eventually it seems like they're trying to build like some Ghostbusters multiverse or Ghostbusters interconnected whatever. But at some of these press releases make it seem like it already exists, and it doesn't already exist.
No,
I think they're poking at fans or pulling on fans' heartstrings more than they're addressing the reality of the franchise. Really, But I'm down for this. We'll see what it's all about. I really like. I liked a lot of the new characters, and I guess we'll see. So anyway, we already started talking about comics, but we got another comic story. Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead fame is going to write a 6-issue miniseries for DC Horror. DC Horror Presents, called Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. So this is kind of like I don't know if it's an official Evil Dead thing, but it's very much in the same vein as Evil Dead. Right. I don't know if they're going to make it officially a spinoff, but then that would be like Evil Dead exists within the DC universe. And as much as I love the idea of Ash and Batman fighting zombies together someday, it seems a little crazy. So, but anyway, for those of you who know, Sergeant Rock is a classic DC Comics character, and obviously not a very mainstream one because soldier comic books aren't really big anymore, but they were in the 50s, and Sergeant Rock is a World War II combat soldier. And there's plenty of stories about him. He was recently in Tom King did a run on Superman called Superman Up in the Sky, and one of the chapters involved Superman somehow going back in time and teaming up with Sergeant Rock. And it's cool, just like a take no prisoners, we're gonna get over that hill, gentlemen, that kind of like gritty army guy. So Bruce Campbell's writing a Sergeant Rock book. Takes place in World War II, where as like a last gasp at victory, Hitler creates an army of the dead in an attempt to win the war. Artwork's going to be by Eduardo Rizzo. And I don't know, I feel like this is the same, Bruce Campbell's never played Sergeant Rock, but he certainly has made movies and TV shows where he could. Certainly has made movies and TV shows where he fights zombies, and I feel like this is just another, we got Danny DeVito writing a Penguin story. We got what's his face from the Batman writing a Riddler book. I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his name? That's okay. But I like this. I like this new trend in actors that know a thing or two about the characters, writing stories about those characters. I think that's cool. So I don't know. And plus, World War II, you never really see zombies, and I think it's cool when they do. I don't know. You don't see a whole lot of like period zombie pieces, So I think it's cool to put them in a different place. You don't have cell phones, you don't have technology to worry about. You're probably on a battlefield in this instance, so that's somewhere that I've never seen zombies before. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, it should be a different take, and anything that Bruce Campbell touches that involves deadites, I will read.
Yeah. And something tells me that his version of Sergeant Rock is going to talk a lot like Ash from Evil Dead.
Yes. Yeah. This is going to be World War II World War II Ash versus a bunch of zombies.
Ash versus the Evil Dead, basically.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. This weekend, local comic book stores, we got Angel #6, Batgirls #7, Batman Urban Legends #16, Ben Reilly Spider-Man #5, DC Pride Tim Drake Special #1, Do a Powerbomb #1. I don't know what that is. I just love the title. Do a Powerbomb #1. It's on the list. Go buy it. Fantastic Four #44. If I was the writer of Fantastic Four, every time I got to an issue that ended in a 4, I would make something crazy happen in that issue. Like it should be like a thing where every
once every 10 episodes. Yep.
Yeah, every 10 episodes you get like some giant bombshell of a thing or some incredible fight or something awesome has to happen in a 4th issue. I Am Batman #10, Iron Man 20. Did I read something about Iron Man proposing to his girlfriend or something in the current Iron Man continuity? Have you read that?
I don't know. I haven't kept up on Iron Man that much.
I read something about he's proposing to somebody. I don't know. Jurassic League #2, Naomi Season 2 #4, Sandman Universe Nightmare Country #3, Savage Dragon, number 262. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 24. Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 12. We Ride Titans, number 4. West of Sundown, number 3. Wolverine, 22. Wonder Woman, 788. And X-Men Red, number 3. And, of course, so many other wonderful comic books are coming out in your comic book store this week. I got to give a shout-out to this awesome book that I got on Kickstarter. I just randomly found it, I think, via Twitter. It's called The Manderfield Devil, and it's by a woman named Rachel Allen Everett, wrote it and illustrated it, and it is super cool. It's a hardcover that I got. It's kind of just like one maxi issue. It's not like a super long graphic novel or anything. I read it in a short amount of time last night. It's like a cool like noir detective story meets weird deals with devils and horror, and I don't know. It's awesome. Can't I don't know. I just loved it. Can't shout it out enough. So shout out to Rachel Allen Everett and her great book, Manderfield Devil. Steve, you reading anything? Reading anything of late?
Nothing new since I this Wednesday is the stop by for the latest poll, but I did have to laugh. One of our mutual friends was over here last week, and I know you had been supplying her for a long time with various comics, and that's we got talking, and she also grabbed Hawkeye, the Hawkeye omnibus of the
cool
Aja run, and Fraction Aja, and then something else. But yeah, between the two of us, we're keeping her quite busy for a while, I think.
Awesome. She had just given me back a Superman for All Seasons, and I was going to give her another Superman thing, and then I saw the Sandman trailer that it comes out in August, and I gave her 2 volumes.
Here you go.
Like, volume 1 and 2. I was like, you should read this before you watch at least these 2. I was like, if you hate the first one, then don't bother reading the second one and don't watch the show. But if you like it, go for it. Also got a shout out. Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it. No, I was saying the other day or a couple weeks ago, were we talking about the Grand Designs series of books?
We have talked about them recently. Yes.
Yeah, I did get the X-Men copy.
Oh, nice.
Just to have. What's that?
Yeah. Did you get all 3? There's 3 volumes.
Just the original Pickett one.
Nice.
So
yeah,
I was like, there's something about a giant oversized book.
It's the best.
It's just fun.
Yeah. I know. I have all 3 of the Pisker ones. I've read the first one, and I'm about halfway through the second one, and I haven't read the third. I don't know. I recently been drawn to them more, so I feel like I've got to jump back into them. But I do want to shout out, while we're talking about comic books, former guest of this show, Elise Russell, and her very talented crew have officially announced the book that she was promoting when she was on this show a couple weeks ago, The Dark Side of Purity. That book is on Kickstarter right now. A bunch of female and non-binary creators. It's a 2-volume anthology with prose and comics and short stories and poems, all regarding society's obsession with purity culture for women. So if that sounds at all intriguing to you, go check that out. They are roughly halfway funded, I believe, last time I checked, just a little less than halfway. And I believe it is a book that is very deserving of your money and your time. So look up The Dark Side of Purity on Kickstarter. Go check it out. Pledge. Get your books. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. I have pledged, and I can't wait for it to be funded. I hope it gets there. Also, shout out to...
I'll throw a link in the show notes for that.
Awesome. Please do that, Steve. And a shout out to... not quite local, but down the road, a couple hours, Buffalo publisher Band of Bards that is helping her put that out. So shout out to them as well. Awesome. All right. We got some one-shots for you guys. And we didn't talk about Marvel a ton, but we got a couple Marvel one-shots that we're going to get into just as soon as Steve is done putting that link in the show notes.
And now I am.
Steve's a man of his word. He says he's going to do something. He's going to do it. Oh, by the way, after these one-shots, just so you guys know, we're going to talk about episode 4 of Obi-Wan, but not before we talk about episode 1 of Ms. Marvel. So we are doing double duty on show recaps. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode. We'll
figure
see what we do. Yeah,
maybe we're gonna start trimming these into, trim the reviews out to separate episodes. But
yeah, either separate episodes or, I mean, we're just gonna have to start picking and choosing. There's no way that we can do everything And we've been leaning kind of heavy on the Disney Plus stuff, to be honest with you. So I feel like those I might lean towards skipping maybe, I don't know, whatever, She-Hulk or Andor or something in favor
I was
of
going to say, the
House of
problem is
Dragon or
Andor's going to
something
come
like
out
that.
and it's going to be ridiculous, and we'll have to
I
talk
know
about
it's hard
it,
for us to. I feel like you and me, we owe it to Star Wars because we
Right.
need to talk about that. So I don't know, maybe She-Hulk we give a pass on to focus on House of the Dragon instead, or
Yeah,
whatever
give like
else.
a minor in rundown recap for
Yeah.
She-Hulk, and then dive deep
Yeah.
somewhere else.
It's
Or
also like we're not gonna do like the Netflix ones. Like we're not talking about Stranger Things. They dropped it all at once. You know,
Right.
like it's harder to do like
oh yeah,
Sandman will be the same way. But anyway, let's get into one shot, Steve.
okay. Am I first? I'm first. Spider-Man No Way Home extended cut, because we needed a longer version of that,
Oh my
is
God.
coming to theaters in September. Apparently, Spider-Man No Way Home, the more fun stuff version, is hitting theaters September 2nd. I don't
gonna
know
go
how
see
or
it?
why. No.
Me either.
Actually, let me rephrase that. I may depending, just because I didn't see it in theaters
Yeah,
originally.
that's true. Yeah.
Just for the experience, but at the same time, I mean, I own the movie. Why do I need to go see it
Yeah,
again?
I don't know. Didn't they do this with Endgame too? Didn't they re-release
I think
Endgame
so.
with like
Couple
it's
scenes.
like yeah, I don't even know if it was scenes. It was like extra bonus content or something, like
Yeah.
stick around, like a behind the scenes thing. I don't know, just like
Yeah,
not
this has got
necessary.
some interviews
Like a
and stuff like
deleted
that.
scenes and stuff. Yeah, like it's just not necessary for me. Like I don't. It's
Well,
not
that's
enough.
similar
But
to
also,
what friend of the pod Matt linked to us earlier about releasing potentially, like the rumor that Disney may be releasing
Oh, yeah.
Obi-Wan as a
5-hour movie or
theatrical
something.
release, and it's like,
Yeah.
what? Like I
Yeah,
I
I don't
can't
see
I don't want to go sit through the Lord of the Rings trilogy on the big
Yeah.
screen, let alone 5 episodes back to back.
Yeah. Exactly. If they were gonna like edit it into one movie, then maybe, but still, even then, like I've seen it already.
Right.
I don't know. Like you specifically designed it as a show. You specifically canceled plans to make it a movie, to
Right.
break it up into a show, and now you're going to want me to sit through an even longer movie? No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about that. And that's kind of how I feel about Spider-Man No Way Home. Like I saw it, like again, I'm in the minority of nerds that don't love that movie. So I'm definitely not going to go see more of a movie that I don't love.
Right.
So but interesting, I guess, make your money, Marvel. Not that you need more of it. Anyway, sticking in Spider-Man, we got an announcement that The Spot is going to be one of the villains in Across the Spider-Verse. The Spot is kind of a lesser-known villain, but I believe he has fought Miles Morales in the comic book continuity.
Has
And
he?
he's got,
Or
like, I think that. Am I thinking of something else?
I think he's a new novel something or other for Into the Spider-Verse, isn't he?
Oh, really? I thought that he was an established villain.
If he does, it's a real Rogues Gallery deep cut. That might be what it is. I think you might be there. I think you might be right there.
I think it's a bit of a deep cut, but I think he exists in modern continuity.
Either way, it doesn't hurt to flesh out,
well, no,
Miles Rogues Gallery.
He was not he's not specific to Miles Morales. He was introduced in Spectacular Spider-Man number 98 in 1985.
Oh, well then.
Began as scientist Jonathan Owen. Was hired by Kingpin. Not that Kingpin is still. Oh, he could probably be in jail. I guess he didn't die in Spider-Verse. But so when entering a portal of his own creation, Owen's body was transformed. It fused with a number of smaller portals that he could use to travel long distances and even reach alternate dimensions. So this is a guy that's got like just portals, mini holes and portals all over his body. So he's a hard person to fight because if you punch him, your hand goes through a portal and comes out a portal across the room and hits your buddy in the face instead or something, I think it's cool that he's a multiverse power villain, and he's going to be in a multiverse movie, so it kind of makes sense. And he will be voiced by the great Jason Schwartzman, who I love, so that's awesome.
Jake Scheier has been announced to direct Marvel's Thunderbolts movie, which has long been rumored and never confirmed.
Yeah.
So this seems to be the first direct confirmation that this is happening.
Who are the Thunderbolts, Steve?
So historically, the Thunderbolts are a sort of a Suicide Squad type situation for Marvel. Very much villains, but not like the villainiest villains that are, doing stuff to help them. Well,
They don't have bombs.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have bombs in their heads.
No, a lot of times it's like them trying to do something to usurp the actual Avengers, or like, oh, they're the new team and they're like playing good type thing. Even though they're still the same people they are.
Yeah, nefarious purposes.
Yeah. So the rumored characters, as you can imagine, historically, some of these make more sense in comic book continuity, and how they're going to frame them, who knows. Also, if you're X-Men fans, think Hellions, same kind of concept. It seems like everybody does one of those. But the rumored characters are Zemo, U.S. Agent. Okay. Yelena, who...
I thought she was going to be Young Avengers.
Right, but we did see her talking to Constantina.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character? Yeah.
Ghost from Ant-Man 2.
Flashback.
Taskmaster, who...
From
Black Widow. Abomination, because everyone needs a Hulk.
Wild. And
possibly Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
Maybe as the Wrangler.
Yeah, I can see him. And the other rumor is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character will be like the Nick Fury of this team, kind of getting them all together.
Right. So it'd be like she'd be the Fury, and then Winter Soldier is probably like the good guy keeping them on course.
Exactly. Yeah, I can see him being like, not wanting to do it, but feeling guilted into it or something, or manipulated into doing it, or being like, we need you to keep these guys together or something. Otherwise, they're out of control or something like that. I can see that. So that'd be interesting. Yeah, pretty cool. Netflix has announced Masters of the Universe Revolution, sequel to last year's Masters of the Universe Revelation, helmed by Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is returning as the showrunner for the new animated series sequel to his own series. So yeah, more Masters of the Universe content for Netflix if you're into that kind of thing.
Have not seen it. Wish I had, but there's only so many hours in the day.
Exactly. Yep,
speaking of things that will take hours out of our day, Harley Quinn Season 3 will debut on HBO Max this summer. So we will have
to watch in the summertime.
We needed it, apparently. Why don't they drop these things in the winter when we want to stay inside and not do things?
Yeah, right.
That'd make too much sense.
Maybe that's the argument. There's like, we got to suck people back inside with our good content, so we're going to drop out all now. I'm pumped about Harley Quinn Season 3. I've been dying for it. It's like they made Seasons 1 and 2 at the same time, and Season 1 was such a huge hit that they dropped Season 2 like 2 months later or something like that. I feel like you could have like spaced it out a little bit, because I don't think they had even started Season 3 when they announced the Season 3. So that's why it's taken so long to get a Season 3. It's not like they were just had started production on it. They started from scratch after it got announced. So I'm pumped. I love the Harley Quinn cartoon show. It's so good. I can't recommend it enough if you're into hard R animation and hilarious hard R animation. And
speaking of that, have we heard anything from Invincible Season 2?
No, last we heard is that it's going to take forever. Last we heard is that they hadn't even started recording voices for it yet, I think. And then we heard that 6 months ago or something like that. Stephen Yeun gave an update that said, we're not even there.
That's a shame.
Yep. It might be the same kind of thing where they just made one season. Animation takes a long time.
Yeah.
So if I had to guess, I'd probably say it was the same thing. We're going to make one season. We'll see how it does. And if it does good, we'll give you a second one. But then you guys start from scratch. And I think that's the same way that happened with Harley. So, but if it's good, it's going to be worth waiting for. And hopefully they can get a jump on Season 4 in Harley Quinn's case and Season 3 in Invincible's case. So, okay, that was quite a lengthy episode, and we still have 2 episode recaps to go. So if you have not seen Ms. Marvel, jump right now. If you haven't seen Obi-Wan, jump now. If you haven't seen Ms. Marvel but have seen Obi-Wan, then I guess skip forward
ahead
for a little bit, and then and because we're gonna start with a segment called "Is Ms. Marvel Marvelous?" and then we're gonna move into Obi-Wanversation after that. So jump if you want to skip all this stuff, but before you do all the stuff that Steve's about to tell you to do.
You can like, subscribe on your podcatcher of choice. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. We go live pretty much every week at 9:30 on normally Sunday, sometimes Mondays, whatever our personal lives and schedules allow for. Beyond that, check us out, themultiversereport.com, at MultiverseRPT on Twitter, The Multiverse Report on other socials. Find Mike at Carol's Kid with a K. Find me at Dutch Hart. And yeah, other than that, I think we're ready to be marveling at things.
I think so. What was our new catchphrase? Was it "Get your nerd hats busy"?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I was gonna get it or make it busy, but I want to make sure that I'm at least setting up.
Keep your nerd hat.
Yeah.
Was it keep your nerd hats busy?
I don't remember which is better.
I don't know. Hey, whoever's listening to this, remind us, because
Remind us which one it was.
I'll forget to go back and listen.
I guess we could just go back and listen before I do.
It's not like we're recording this or anything.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so bye, people who don't want spoilers. We're going to talk about Ms. Marvel Episode 1. Is Ms. Marvel marvelous? I think yes. I think it is, Steve. What did you think of Ms. Marvel Episode 1?
I would wholeheartedly agree. It was refreshing. It was something we haven't seen out of a lot of. Again, Phase 4, they're switching the script. It's not the same rote Marvel shows that we've seen.
Right.
And I'm really enjoying that flexibility and enjoying the new take on things.
They are, like I said earlier with the DC stuff, they are tied, and they've tied themselves to this like harsh continuity, but they are finding ways to spread their wings a little bit and make stuff that feels different, which I love because, we've talked about, Marvel fatigue and every Marvel movie feels the same. And, when they're all directed by the Russo brothers, then yeah, they all kind of look the same too. And they kind of feel the same.
Yep.
But with these shows and even some of the movies, they're finding ways to make even different genres, which is kind of like what Phase 1 of the MCU was. Like the Avengers was such like a big movie because it's like, how are they possibly going to take these characters that are so disparate and put them together in a team? And they did it in a way that works really well. Like Thor, on paper, Thor and Captain America should not work. Thor and Iron Man should not work together. One's magic alien and one is tech based, so it doesn't make sense. And now they're like, oh, let's make like a teenage girl lighthearted family drama comedy thing,
Right.
And I think it works. I thought it was really great.
Yeah. No, it's a coming of age tale that actually seems to transcend, like it shines a light on Pakistani American households, but also like brother sister dynamics. And like I was sitting there like I can't remember her brother's name, but just like some of the things he did, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, I feel that. Like as an older brother myself, I'm like, okay, yep, I see where he did that or why he did that. And it was a feel good tale. And of course, she gets told not to do something, does it, and gets superpowers for it, because why not?
Yeah, because that's what happens.
Yeah.
What before we sorry, I had another question, but I wanted to get this out of the way first. I really liked the show has a lot of like animation flourishes kind of in the background. Like they're talking about the Avengers as they're riding their bikes past these giant graffiti walls. The graffiti kind of comes alive to like showcase the different Avengers they're talking about as they're talking about them. It's like one long shot that follows them around a corner.
Yep.
There's this great sequence where her friend, whose name I already forgot, is like they're texting back and forth as he's walking into their apartment building. And instead of having the text just appear on the screen, like the texts are showing up in signage in windows, and emojis are popping up as neon signs in like windows and stuff like that. Like it's the texts are being, we're learning what the texts are between the two of them from the physical
Right.
environment. Like they're baked into the building, to the signs, to the street, to whatever. And I thought that was so super cool and so original. And I just love this. It's a cool visual.
Yeah, and you're getting the visual medium that they're getting as well. Like it's not necessarily the same representation, but it's like you, rather than hearing someone like, "Oh, he texted me this," it's like,
yeah,
I
or
feel
just
like
having it show up on the screen like in text, like that
right,
happens
just
a
a
lot where,
generic
like
the
we can
the
read it on
vocal
the
box,
screen.
yeah.
Right.
But yeah, they make it look like an iMessage or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
And
was
even down
definitely
to
a new
there
take.
was the ellipsis thing as someone
Yep.
was typing showed up once. Like I was like, this
Yep.
is so cool. Like that it's physical versions of that. And I mentioned those kind of like directorial flourishes or like kind of outside the box ideas. And I realized while I was watching this, I remember that the two guys that are the showrunners of Ms. Marvel are also the directors of Batgirl. So, which is I'm highly anticipated film for me. Who knows when that's going to come out?
That just after watching this episode, that just became a highly anticipated film for me.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't think Batgirl is going to come out until after The Flash, and I don't know if you heard the more reports on Ezra Miller. I decided to not talk about that in this episode because it was really just awful.
We can just avoid that moving forward until something
so,
else major happens.
Yeah, still just wondering what Warner Brothers is going to do about that. Hopefully nothing, because I still want to see that movie. But anyway, but whatever. We don't know when we're going to see Batgirl, but I'm excited to because these guys clearly know what they're doing, or they have a flair for like this visual storytelling, and like the look of it is great, and there's a lot of energy to the show in general so far, and this is based on episode 1. But if they're bringing what they brought to Ms. Marvel to Batgirl, then it's making me even more excited for Batgirl. Now, my question for you, Steve, what did you think? This has been, I don't know that we really talked about it. They said in the upcoming weeks that they have differentiated from the source material where it comes to how Kamala Khan gets her powers and what her powers really are and what they look like.
Yep.
What did you think about that? What did you think about how she got her powers? What did you think about what they looked like and what we saw them as in this episode?
If you have to divest her from being an Inhuman, which it seems like all signs point to Marvel wanting to not acknowledge that ever happened and that series existed and that Inhumans are a thing.
Well, one major motion picture recently released will fight you on that.
Okay. You're muted.
No, I was whispering. Cameo in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
Clea?
No, dude. Then okay, spoiler alert for Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. 3, 2, 1. Black Bolt.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, spoiler over.
Yeah. Well then.
But,
I guess you're right. That would be a major component of the Inhumans. But
major, right? Yeah, pretty major reference to the Inhumans right there. But
that also, I guess, let me rephrase that then, to have her have powers without Terrigen bombing the entire world.
Yeah, I was telling my wife about that, and I understand that, like the way that they did it in this episode, they got her powers. She got her powers in the first episode.
Yep.
And it's explained enough. Like that I did like that she's getting her powers basically from that cuff that she put on. That's from her grandmother.
Her mom said it was from her grandmother. I do like that in this way. The source of her powers comes from something that is from her Muslim or Pakistani culture. Yeah. I like that a lot. But I do kind of miss it. I miss the visualness of what we could have gotten if she was stretching and embiggening herself, because I like the idea. I know they did it to make it more in line with what we saw from Monica Rambeau and what we've seen from Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, to fit that. But like we were just talking with the Avengers, I like when all the powers are different. I would like to see, Ms. Marvel show up in the Marvels with embiggening stretchy powers instead of cosmic-y powers. We sort of got, but in a cosmic sense.
In a cosmic sense,
I'm curious if for the TV budget as well, if that was a conscious decision to make that sparkly and make it so they don't have to make it look like a realistic hand
Like a
getting
real
so
human being.
giant,
Yeah.
stretching out type thing.
Yeah, that's
They'll
a good
save
point.
that budget for Reed, and
Yeah.
you know, wait. Well, I mean, they already used some of that budget on Reed, but
Yeah.
It's not, and I'm sure especially for people that don't know the source material,
It doesn't
or
matter.
they couldn't care less. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
it's strictly those of us who have any idea who Ms. Marvel is before watching the show.
Yeah.
So,
And like you said, like if they were going to do the comic book origin, it would have taken so much longer to
Right.
like introduce the, because you would have to be like, here's what Inhumans are, and here's what this thing is. Or I mean, it would have bound the show in one
right.
certain direction in a way that they probably don't want to have to deal with all that.
They could have just
background on it.
They could have just acknowledged Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened.
I guess they could have, but
And then we get Gabriel Luna as Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. We almost got him again on Hulu. We almost got that again. Didn't he almost voice a character, or wasn't there? A rumor
Really?
that he was going to do a Ghost Rider thing.
That
Maybe
would
I'm
be
crazy.
great. No matter
I could
what,
be
like
making that up.
that Danny Reyes version was phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
he just nailed it. So
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. We're in the multiverse now, so hopefully,
True.
it'd be cool if we got him back. I would love him and Nicolas Cage teaming up for Ghost Rider movie. Like, bring both. If we were doing
Yeah.
multiverse, give me both those dudes.
You don't even need the multiverse. Like I mean, they were two distinctly different people.
Yeah, you're right.
Robbie Reyes and
Yeah, who's to say they didn't take place in the same universe?
why can my brain not function on Johnny Blaze?
Johnny
there
Blaze.
we go.
Yeah.
I was like, has to do with fire. It's in the name.
Yeah. Cheesy 90s action name.
Right.
Johnny Blaze. I never saw that second one, Spirit of Vengeance. I should see that again. Or, I mean, for the first time. I'm sure it's terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if that's hours of your life you're not getting back.
Yeah, you're right.
And we got a lot of things coming up here.
Yeah, and I still got to see Morbius. So
Do you? You could have seen it in theaters last weekend.
I know. Did you see that fans have started a petition to release it a third time? The petition, it's like the petition is called "We were all busy that weekend. Please bring more."
Try it
It's
a
like
different weekend.
Like trying
Yeah.
to get him to do it, so it's the bomb a third time is the point. Anyway, yeah, I really liked Ms. Marvel. I'm excited to see where they go with it because at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. They didn't really introduce much of a villain. They gave that like popular girl character that wasn't really much of a bully, I guess, but. Oh, but I like the popular girl's character. The costume was more like the original Carol Danvers Ms. Marvel costume. Did you notice that with the mask and the little sash?
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Anyway,
but they didn't.
Well, what was the? Oh God, he showed up in one of the post-credit scenes from the Bureau. The two officers showed up.
I don't know who it was. Yes,
I think they're
the
setting
post-credit
that
scene.
up as. Oh wait, that was in a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the first one. It's the first Marvel show that has a post-credit scene in the first episode.
Right.
I think we got one in WandaVision, but it was like episode 5. It was like late in the series that they get. Sometimes in the last episode we'll get a post-credit scene.
Right. Yeah, or like the penultimate setting up the last one, or
Yeah.
you know, something on the tail end
Yeah,
after
I
everything's been
didn't-
established.
Yeah, but I didn't know who those people were at all in the last scene.
They
Well, yeah, clearly some
that's
kind
what
of
it was. Damage Control.
Oh,
From,
cool. Okay, yep.
Who the hell? What show was that in? That they
Weren't they in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
That's what it was.
Yeah, they take over the job from Vulture.
Yep.
They're Adrian Toomes. So cool. Yeah, I don't have anything else. If you want to move on to an Obi-Wanversation.
No, I think you're spot on, and that Ms. Marvel is at this point well worth of a continued viewing, and we'll see how it progresses because I'm kind of intrigued.
I gotta say, I love the parents. I thought the parents were great,
Yep.
and I like that they. It's like a classic like teen drama where they're trying to meet her on her level and be like, here, I made you this like traditional garb that's green and purple like the Hulk, and the dad's dressed like the Hulk, and they're like. It was kind of like it was tough because they are trying. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They went from being adamantly against what she wants to do to be like, we'll meet you where you are. Here, we're doing this for you. And the teenage daughter is still just like, no, parents. You're lame. You don't get it. I want
That
to be
dad
there on
killed it on the cosplay.
I know, yeah, it's great. Yeah. So like, yeah. And it's funny, like now I identify with both. Because when I was a
Right,
kid,
yeah.
I
I
would
was
have
just
only
thinking that.
identified with Kamala Khan, and now that I'm a parent, I get both
Yep.
things. Yeah, so it was cool.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was like, I'm going to end up being that dad at some point.
Oh, yeah. That same thing.
Yep.
Yep, it's going to be me. I'm going to think I get it, and I won't
Yep,
get it. I don't know.
absolutely.
Yep. All right, so you want to move to a galaxy far, far away for an Obi-Wanversation, episode 4
Sure.
of Obi-Wan. If you have not watched episode 4 of Obi-Wan, stop listening right now. Or if you skipped Ms. Marvel, welcome to our Obi-Wanversation. What'd you think of this episode, Steve? I liked it.
I liked it. I thought it was more fillery than the rest, but I still liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed there was something about the pacing, maybe, or I don't know what it was, but it definitely seemed like it was either padded or there was a little something there to bring the tempo down after the first 3, like bang, 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 like settle it out for a bit before the last 2 get ramped into.
Yeah. Seems like it was like a little bit of a shorter episode, and I feel like it probably could have been even shorter. They could have like edited, like tightened up the editing a little bit. And there was some great stuff in it for sure. I'm seeing I was talking to a friend of mine at work about it, and we were both had been seeing these things like complaints online, I guess, about how the biggest thing that I've seen online is how silly it was that he tried to sneak Leia out just under a big coat. Towards the end there. They were like in a fully locked down Imperial station. He just got a giant coat with Leia underneath it. And yeah, that's silly, but like, I don't know. I excuse it because 1, they're desperate. They don't have any other options. And 2, it didn't work.
Right.
You know? So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if they'd have gotten out scot-free after doing that, it would have been one thing, but...
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, I'm jumping way ahead. So, like, we see Obi-Wan's in a bacta tank. I think that's how I don't remember anything else before that. And he's, like, healing from his burn wounds. And he's with, like, a mini crew of rebels, like the woman that got him out of Mazapu or whatever the planet was. I don't know.
Marscapone?
Mapazao? I don't know. Mapuzo. That's what
there
it was.
You go.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
there.
close. He almost got there.
And it's cool because I feel like that's like stuff like that. We're seeing like the beginning of the rebellion, kind of. You know, it's like what they're at the end of Solo or whatever. We're talking to Enfys Nest about like starting a rebellion kind of against the Empire. Like that stuff's cool. And this is the other thing I need to nitpick about because both my wife and I noticed that we were watching it. Okay, 1, did you know that there's a guy that's Ice Cube's son?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.?
Okay, I did not know that that's who that was, and I just kept saying, like, that guy looks exactly like Ice Cube. That's crazy. Like, I did not even look at it, and I was like, I'm an idiot. It's his actual kid.
Who actually played Ice Cube in NWA, or Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, my gosh. Of course he did.
That's why Ice Cube looked like Ice Cube in that movie.
So cool.
Because it was Ice Cube Jr.
Awesome. I did not know that. But did you realize he has a whole like monologue to himself where he's like, I'm not going to help you. I can't help you. My wife died at the hands of the Empire and I miss her very much. Okay, I'll help you. Like that's like, there's like no talking him into it. He's just adamantly no. And then 2 minutes later, without any exchange with Obi-Wan at all, he's
fine.
just changes his mind. It's like, what? You couldn't you couldn't have had like a Jedi mind trick in there, or at least Obi-Wan give him like some kind of empowering, inspirational line or speech or Jedi.
No, he's like, this girl means a lot to me. Yeah, and then it's like he just had
help. You've got it.
Right.
Oh, it's like I didn't have it 30 seconds ago. But
he was like wavering like my 4-year-old. It's like,
yeah.
Let's do this. No, let's go over here. Like this is fine.
Yeah, that happened a little quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this episode either could have been tightened up or lengthened.
Before we get off the beginning, like I don't want us to go off that shot, like when he's in the back of the tank, the exposition of him and Vader back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
That was just like I was feeling that. Because
Yeah,
you could
that was
tell,
cool.
like you know, both of them. That's all that's on the other's mind
Yes.
is each other, and
Yep.
it's just like, okay, Obi-Wan's freaking out because Vader exists, and
Yeah.
then Vader's just sitting there sullen and having no reaction because he knows he's still hunting.
Yeah, he's like planning.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get
Yep.
him, and I'm gonna kill him. Yeah, crazy, so good. I knew there was like something before he came out of the back tank that I was missing, and that's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, so they enact this plan, and Obi-Wan's just kind of sneaking around, an Imperial base, I guess, an Inquisitor. What did they call it?
It was the Fortress Inquisitorius.
Fortress Inquisitorius. Yeah,
That
Name
it's
is
named
amazing.
in the comics.
Yeah. Okay. No, they said that name in the show, and
Yep.
I just thought it was Fortress Inquisitorius. Is
Yep.
hilarious.
Not to be confused with Fortress Vader, because Fortress
course not.
Inquisitorius is on a moon in the Mustafar system that is entirely
is that
water.
true?
Yep,
Oh, I did not know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's close by. He's close by.
exactly.
So, what I really liked about this scene in general was it's cool to see prequel Obi-Wan interacting with and I guess this has been the case the whole time, really, in the show, but like we're getting a prequel character interacting with original trilogy styles and designs, and that really hit me when he's sneaking around something that more or less looks like the Death Star, seeing stormtroopers instead of clone troopers, and it's cool to see the eras melding together. We saw it in Rebels a little bit too, and a little bit in Clone Wars even.
Right.
But
And Purge,
also,
we got Purge troopers too.
okay, is that what that was? The black
From the Purge troopers from Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay, yeah. Because I
Yep.
couldn't tell at first. I was like, is that a Death Trooper? Like, I feel like we've only seen Death Troopers in Rogue One, but that's cool if they're bringing Death Troopers into this. But yeah, so a Purge Trooper, yeah, because it didn't quite look like a Death Trooper, but
Right.
it was all black. So, okay,
It's like the iteration before, probably. It's like Model
Yeah.
1.0.
that was cool. We saw some Force users imprisoned in amber, like Jurassic Park
Yeah.
style, I guess.
Yeah, including younglings.
Including younglings, yeah, exactly. At least one Jedi Master whose name I don't remember, but I looked it up. And it was a guy that was in. Was that who it was? The floppy ear looking dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snake-
I don't
Snake-
remember his name.
Or are you thinking?
He's in
floppy-eared
Clone Wars.
looking dude.
He was like an elderly guy that like helps Ahsoka find something in a couple episodes. of Clone
Oh,
Wars.
Terra Sanube.
That's who I was thinking of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
course.
another.
Of course, Terra Sanube, everyone's favorite Star Wars character. That's
I have a problem. Also,
man.
Oppo Rensis, the
Who was that?
What is he? Thespiasian, I think, is the race. Jedi Master, like the snake bottom, flowy hair. He's on the council in episode 1.
Oh, okay. I don't remember anybody with a snake bottom.
It's usually like often covered by the robes and that. But
So was that the one with like the square hat?
no, this was.
Okay, I guess I'm not. There's also like a
yeah.
big dude. Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, cool. I feel like this episode, like I said, could have been edited down to be tighter, or it could have been lengthened, or like there could have been more dialogue, like to make that guy change his mind about helping them, or to like have Obi-Wan recognize somebody and be dictating what he's seeing to his partner. Like they have Force users here. They're encased in some kind of whatever. I knew this one, like there could have been like more developments, like what he's actually seeing.
Yep.
I mean, it's clear they're all dead. It's not like they're in suspended animation. I think that was made clear that they're killing these Force users. Yeah, and so they get caught. The scene where he shows up in where Leia's being held captive, and it's all dark, and you just see the lightsaber show up and slice a dude, and then it goes all black again. That was amazing. I love that. That was super cool.
Shades of Ahsoka hunting in the forest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, awesome.
He's there. He's not. He's there. He's not.
Yep.
So.
So that was cool. Yeah, they're escaping. I like the whole water thing that the
callback
bridge cracking. It was kind of like Fallen Order again.
That part. I thought you were talking about
what were you
him
talking about?
him swimming in.
Oh
being
yeah,
like the
no, I thought-
callback,
yeah,
the callback
Yep.
to episode 1
yeah.
of him with the
I
breather
caught
again.
that with the breather. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I meant when they're under like the underwater bridge and the glass starts cracking and he has to like hold it back. I thought it would have been cooler because I thought it was funny that like he holds it and then he lets it go and runs and the door closes. He's on the other side. Not one drop of water got through that door. I find that to be hard to believe. Again, this is nitpicky stuff, but I thought it would have been cooler if he, instead of holding the glass, he held the water back until he was through the door. Like that would have been cool,
Right.
but also probably more expensive CGI wise to do that.
Right.
For sure. But that would have been cool.
Both probably accurate statements.
Yeah.
One definitely accurate because that would have been cooler. The second also likely accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. So they escape with Leia under the coat with the assistance of some snow speeders coming out of nowhere. And Wade dies. Were you heartbroken when Wade died? The guy that we met at the beginning of the episode.
It really shook me to the core.
Yeah, the two other characters.
I
were
felt
pretty
bad for the
broken up about
T-47 that
Wade.
he was driving, but
Yeah, yeah.
flying. He's not really driving things in air, I guess.
Piloting.
Also, where were they going? They're on a water moon and being rescued by some ships that don't
Small
have
craft.
hyperdrives.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
That was the one that bugged me. I was like, they sent a T-47 that.
Well, they landed. No, they went into like a bigger ship. They
Oh,
got
okay.
out. Yeah. Remember? Because Ice Cube Jr. picked him up,
And
and that's how
Little Cube.
they were upset about Wade getting killed.
Right. Yeah.
Um.
Could have
So
set
then,
up
yeah,
Wade a little
then-
more.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. For sure. Give him maybe
A
a
line.
line of dialogue. I think they gave him one, and someone was like, "Come on, Wade," or something to like tell us his name, so we knew his name.
Oh,
later.
now he's named.
What's up with Star Wars? I feel like, yeah, you just mentioned the names. Star Wars is hilarious because you get crazy names like Qui-Gon Jinn and whatever, Jin Erso,
Obi-Wan
Poe Dameron,
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then every once in a while you get a Luke,
Right.
Wade,
Ben.
or whatever, like Ben. Yeah, you get like normal names just sprinkled throughout the galaxy. You get one normal name every once in a while. But, then like, yeah, Ben Quadraneros. Ben is all around. What is up with Ben? It's like a pretty popular name.
Apparently only on Tatooine, though.
Yeah, you're right. Weird.
So it's a local Tatooinean custom.
Tatooinean custom. So then probably maybe the best scene in the episode is super pissed off Darth Vader barging right into that room and choking the shit out of Reva as soon as he walks in. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. And I sent this to you in a text after I watched it. I love seeing Vader. I love seeing more Vader. It is so cool. It's so cool that they are able to bring him back.
Yeah.
Because like he's one of the most popular Star Wars characters. He always has been one of the most popular Star Wars characters, despite appearing in 3 movies. Fine, the end of Revenge of the Sith, great, but like, nowhere else. And 2 seconds in Rogue One, that was awesome. But like it's an extension of what we got in Rogue One. It's like this is why people are scared of him. He's ruthless.
Oh, yeah. And this it's weird because I think they did a good job portraying the emotionality, just the raw emotion of Vader in this time period compared to in Rogue One where he was, ruthless and absolutely slaying things, but controlled. And
he's
like
also on a leash. Yeah.
right, like knew what he was doing, knew exactly how he wanted to do it, was getting to the end of that corridor, didn't give a shit who was in his way.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it was just like, and through this whole show is just, him toying with Kenobi. Vader in 5 years, Vader doesn't do that.
Right. Yeah. He's Tarkin's
He's all business.
whipping boy.
Like,
or whatever, yeah.
So it's definitely, I like the portrayal and I like what Hayden and the whole crew are doing with Vader in that character.
Yeah. He's doing very well. Suit acting.
Yeah.
I'm
because
hoping that we see
it
some
feels
more
like
face.
Vader. Like
Yeah,
it really
exactly.
feels like all the motions, all the movements. He's moving like David Prowse moved in episode 4.
Yeah. There's also times in the original trilogy where like the dialogue doesn't really line up with the hand gestures sometimes, so like this is clearly more
Where you can tell when they ADR'd James Earl Jones in.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you ever
cool.
seen any of those cuts of
Without
like
his-
without the ADR and it just being Prowse's
Yeah.
voice?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So weird.
So weird. My favorite, though, while we're talking about that, the last thing I'll say, my favorite on-set Star Wars dialogue is when you can hear. There's one specifically from Empire Strikes Back in the beginning when they're on Hoth and Chewie is working to fix the Millennium Falcon and Han is like, all right. I gotta go talk to whatever, like that kind of scene. There's a clip out there without the Chewbacca noises.
It's
and
just
Peter
Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew is saying actual dialogue, and he's got this like calm British accent. It's like, well, I got to finish this before I do the power converters. And she's like, all right, I got to go talk to the princess. Well, hurry up because we got to get out of here. It's like, that'd be great if Chewie just talked like that all the time. It would have been hilarious.
That's just Chewbacca's voice.
Yeah, Chewbacca just has this like.
Wookiees just happen
accent.
to be very posh British.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hilarious because he's still doing like the head movements, but it's like, well, we got to fix this so we can get out of here in time. Like, all right, I'll be right back. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I got the question today from Mr. Bass. On the drive home. When can we watch the second Star Wars movie?
Oh, there it is.
So we were up camping and driving back, and I think the wheels were all a turning, and he was just like, when can we watch that?
Yeah, he's gonna be. I will admit, I probably showed it too soon to my son because he was scared of it, and he liked it, but he was still scared of it, and like he didn't. Yeah, if you want the big reaction to the twist, if he doesn't know the twist, maybe he knows it already. But if you want a reaction to the "I am your father," then pump the brakes. Try to wait a little bit longer because I was more concerned that he was going to find out from somebody else, which I probably should not have been too concerned about. But
we told him. I mean, just because Empire tends to be a darker film in general.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, maybe when you're 5, buddy, but we can rewatch the first one if you want. He's like,
yep.
Okay, let's do that. I'm like, okay, fine, that's great.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure that sometime in the next 6 to 8 months we'll probably get into prequel town,
which is funny when you look at it because the prequels end up being much more brutal. Like,
I don't know what I'm gonna do about.
They're supposed to be like kid. Like you would think they were the kid friendly trilogy, but no, especially towards the end.
I know we're starting to go. I mean, we're definitely going long for sure. But while we're talking about it, do you think it's worth?
If anyone's still with us, they're in for the haul. They're actually interested in this.
Do you think it's worth when it comes to like what would you do this with your son?
Yep.
Showing him episode 1 and episode 2, then watching Clone Wars before watching episode 3, or should you just do should you just do it like everybody else and be like, these are the 3 movies now? This is going back to plug holes.
Well, the other thing that would do is buy you a little time.
Yeah, before he's a little more ready to watch a person burn alive on the side of a volcano.
Right, and with it being the kid, you wouldn't want to skip the filler episodes that you normally like. If you and I are rewatching, I'm cutting every droid episode. I'm cutting like I'm
starting at the end of season 3.
Right, exactly.
Minimal, yeah.
Basically like watch the 501st recruitment arc and then skip to like end of season 3. The Domino Squad stuff.
Watch Domino Squad, skip to Maul.
Yep. There you go. But with a kid, it's just like, okay, you're going to enjoy Ahsoka and the younglings, going to the Jedi Temple on Ilum and looking for a crystal. Or
mind that episode. I like
that.
I
thought that was
lore stuff. Yeah.
I thought that was great, but I didn't want to, immediately offer up like the little what was it, Meber Gascon and the his droid troops. I just didn't want to remember that that existed. But I guarantee a 4 or 5-year-old or 6-year-old would
like
love
the episode that's like Jar Jar and 3PO teaming up. Like, okay,
how
give me the 2 most annoying characters.
Yeah, oh yeah. I have a problem that I remembered Meber Gascon's name though. Like that's mildly an issue.
You got to enter Star Wars trivia. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's get a team going. We should wrap this up. We're going long, I think. So I don't have anything else about Obi-Wan unless you do. I'm very excited to see what happens in episode 5 because only 2 episodes left.
Absolutely. For the record, we're still well shorter than last week. So.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week was longer than I thought. So crazy. All right. Well, yeah, like and subscribe. Follow us on all the socials. We are the Multiverse Report. Check out all that stuff. Steve, is there anything you want to plug? Do you have plugs? Your other podcast?
No, hair's all natural. Sorry, I've been on a dad joke roll lately. No, yeah, check out the, if you care anything about Syracuse sports or the Syracuse Sportsverse, check out Troy Nunes is an Absolute Magician, nunesmagician.com, and check out the podcast that I host every Sunday at 8. I was trying to think of today's Monday this week. So, usually every Sunday at 8, I'm doing that, and then pop over here at 9:30 to do this. So, right. Podcasting away. How about on your end?
If you like podcasts and you like me and you like the sound of my voice and you are interested in my musical life, you can listen to a podcast I do with my buddy Mark Turley called Audio Capsule. We are getting towards the end of our 3rd season, where we interview each other about either music we've written, albums we've made, songs we've written, or just general kind of like music topics, in general, what it's like to be in a band and things like that. So you can check that out. This week is an episode featuring Mark, and the next week is an episode featuring me. We kind of trade off like that. So check out Audio Capsule wherever you get your podcatchers, and you can check out my music on carolskid.bandcamp.com, or you can look up the Action Band or the Amazing Shakes and all that stuff.
I thought I was told by Real Big Fish to not start a band.
Oh, yeah. No, don't. There's too many. You shouldn't start one now, unless you want to start one with me, and then I'm totally in.
There you go.
Yeah, I need more projects.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but that's all I got. You got anything else, Steve?
No, I think good on my end.
All right. Well, until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.
Okay.